As a manager of software engineering teams across the globe at a huge company, I have a lot to say about AI and about whether it is truly going to be replacing software engineers in the near future. With constant news about more and more advanced AI, the tech layoff trend, and so on, it's a valid question. And I wanted to make this video to give you a very honest opinion as someone who not only hires and manages software engineers, but also as someone who's been in the industry for quite a few years and having been in the role of a principal software engineer myself. Oh, and by the way, this is my avatar since after a lot of deliberation, I decided that going faceless would be the best fit for this channel. So first, let's talk about the bad news. AI absolutely will affect the software engineering career. Now, don't get me wrong, AI is still a pretty long way away from actually fully replacing a software engineer, and I'll get to that in a moment. But here's the truth. A lot of companies right now are in that, wait a minute, let's pause, let's think, let's see if we can do more with less. After all, hey, ChatGPT can spew out tons of well-written code in seconds, so do we really need more engineers? Can't the ones we have already just conjure up daily code and be 10 times more productive with the use of all these new tools? And more than anything, quite frankly, every company out there is actually just craning their necks to see what all the other companies are doing. What's Google doing? What's Meta doing? Are they reducing staff? And surely we'll be idiots to be beefing up if so. Basically, what's the current Google trend on hiring? Quite literally. But it's not all bad news, to be honest. There's also a whole slew of companies out there racing to build the latest and greatest technologies, all powered by AI, and they can't do it without the help of software engineers, at least not quite yet. So there's still quite a huge demand out there for software engineers. In fact, there's a shortage of qualified engineers with some very specific skill sets. But all of this chaos going on right now is mainly due to all this reshuffling and reevaluating and shifting of mindsets, and is honestly nothing new in the software engineering industry just in itself. We've gone through the dot-com boom, the dot-com crash, globalization, outsourcing, the crazy pandemic hiring. You get the point. There's always some new wave and some new mind shift every few years, and those of us who have been around long enough know that pattern all too well. In fact, here's some good news. There's tons and tons of software out there that companies still need both internally and externally to run their business. All that software still needs to be supported, maintained, secured, enhanced, and so on. And AI is not at the point yet where it can just take the driver's seat and simply take over all these giant code bases and huge processes in place just to run everything. Sure, there are a lot of AI tools from Copilot to CodeWhisper and many more that are great at writing snippets of code, unit testing, suggesting best practices, and much more. In fact, engineers everywhere are using these tools right now to help with productivity, and you should be as well. But nothing yet can simply take over an entire code base and get everything done from development to deployment and so on. Humans are still very much needed for all these things. So what about Devin, you may ask? As many of you know, Cognition Labs has created the very first AI software engineer capable of taking requirements, analyzing problems, and writing the code. I might make a future video to get more in-depth on this, but for now, I'll say that no, Devin isn't capable of simply taking over all the tasks of a human software engineer. But what about the future? AI will obviously become better and better, and I'd be lying to you if I said that companies will not always look for cheaper and faster ways to operate, meaning that if AI could ever actually replace human labor, and there was no government intervention, companies would certainly take advantage of this 100%. I know many are wondering whether to stay in this field or whether to get into it in the first place for this reason. And I have the following to say. AI will definitely revolutionize and change the software engineering field. But if we're being honest, that's really true for any field. And there is probably no field out there that is as used to constant change and evolvement as the field of technology. If you're already working as a software engineer, and especially if you've been at it for a while, my advice to you is the same as it always has been. Stay abreast with the latest and adapt. This advice is more relevant now than ever before. Now, if you're just starting out or just considering this field, now also more than ever before, I would encourage you to ask yourself why you want to become a software engineer. If it's just because you want a way to make a lot of money, or because your parents are pushing you in that direction, or any such reason, I would really reevaluate. There will certainly be fewer opportunities and competition will be tough. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be any opportunities in this field going forward. There will always be work in technology. The roles will just evolve, and especially now. But if your interest is already in technology and you have the mindset and the flexibility, then might as well hop aboard the train and roll along with it. I'm sure there will be room for you. Stay tuned for more insights and career advice, and subscribe if you find this content useful. Thank you for watching, and till next time.